That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It's Sunday Fun Day, and we are live in the alley with Billy Trzynski and Josh Savali. Let's go, Buffalo! Sunday afternoon in the alley. Girls, boys, and bills at Downtown Brew. Ballet. Prognostications and various jokes. So glad you're alive in the alley.
Hello and welcome to Live.
Hey! Well, we're here today. It's a little different.
Why?
Because the Bills aren't playing until tomorrow.
Yeah, it is kind of strange. I like it better this way.
The Blue Jays do play.
And the Yankees lost again, by the way.
I know. 5 games.
Oh, brother. With how many games left?
19.
Oh, there's still that. 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks. Oh, yeah, that's right. It's only mid-September. They play baseball till December anyway.
Indeed.
So, the Bills and Rams opened up the season 8 weeks ago, or that's what it feels like anyway.
Yeah, forever ago.
It's like, and the Bills come out, believe it or not,
It was a close game. No, it wasn't.
at the end of the second quarter. And then the Bills put the pedal to the metal in the second half. Once again, I'm going to read my little note card here. The Bills did not punt for the 4th time in 6 games.
Not bad.
That's pretty cool. Now, 4 turnovers, you can look at it this way. Punting is a turnover anyway.
Still won by 21.
Yeah. What was the line? The final line on the game was Bills minus 2.5. They won by 21 points on the road against the defending Super Bowl champs on prime time in the first game of the year. And not bad.
Not a bad start.
I got quite a few stats from the game because there was a lot to take away. Josh, do you want one or two? Okay. My handwriting's kind of hard to read. Why don't you start off with the Bills' defense?
Only 7 sacks.
2 by Von Miller.
That's it.
Yeah. They did get to him. They were getting, especially in the second half, they were pushing.
Half of his dropbacks, I think they hit him.
Really?
Yeah.
And how much did that, you know what the crazy part is? Everybody's wondering about the cornerbacks with Trey White out. How much did that have to help
Are you kidding
the
me?
rookies out?
Wow.
You know, I mean, yeah, Cooper Kupp got his yards, and it was kind of like, okay.
Well, he will.
Allen Robinson had 12 yards. You know, that's the big free agent acquisition with Robert Woods gone and Noah Odell.
Yeah.
And their number 2 guy, I guess if you want to call him that, was definitely a number 2.
Yep. I don't even know if he's number 2.
What else is on there?
3 picks.
Poyer, Boogie Basham.
Oh, Boogie's is great.
Was it Dane Jackson had the other one?
Yep.
Oh, Boogie's the way he tips it up, kind of bobbles it to him, and then he ran for like 15 yards. Dane Jackson was right after the Bills turn it over. Next play, bad throw. And the Poyer one, I think, was just tipped over the middle, and he's just waiting.
Yeah, that was perfect.
So, yeah, 7 sacks, 3 turnovers. Anything else cool on there?
They only scored 10 points. And I don't think any of those were off of turnovers.
Right, with the 4 that the Bills had.
I don't think they gave up points.
Really?
On turnovers. I could be wrong.
You could be right. Not sure. And what's the...
Might be Chris.
You might stop it. Stop it. Might be just because you're looking for.
Good.
Oh, no.
241 yards.
That's it.
Is what
That gave up.
we gave up.
Yeah.
Not bad.
So the 241 yards as a team for the Rams, this is Josh Allen's stat line for the game. Well, he had over 250, 297 passing, 3 touchdowns, over 50 yards rushing, a rushing touchdown. He had 83% completion percentage, which is a single game Bills record, eclipsing, of course, Trent Edwards back in 2008. It's the first time.
That one was for you, Matt.
Yeah. The first time a team has ever, a quarterback has ever had that stat line and the team won the game. It's happened before in a close game where the quarterback has lost, which means those are usually pretty awesome games. But for Allen to have that offensive total and the team win, the Bills are also 90% on 3rd down, 9 of 10.
Not bad.
And the only time they missed on 3rd down, they got a field goal out of it. It wasn't one of the turnovers or anything on 4th. So that's pretty good. There's more crazy stuff. Oh, how fast do you think Josh Allen is?
I don't know how to answer that.
Like lightning. His touchdown pass to Stephon Diggs, when he threw the ball, he was running 13.6 miles per hour. It is the fastest a quarterback has been running and thrown the ball over 50 yards since they started keeping track of that kind of ridiculous stat in the last 6 years. So that's pretty crazy. Gabe Davis, who is questionable for Monday, 58 of 59 snaps, too. So we definitely saw a lot of him on the field. So that's all the good stuff. Turnovers are the only bad stuff. They showed up in prime time and showed out. It was awesome.
And they better do it again tomorrow night.
Yeah. Oh, hello. We are also getting out of school early tomorrow, just like Orchard Park and Frontier. Shutting down the traffic lanes. Here's one more cool one for you.
I'm ready.
The Bills scored on their first touchdown drive of the season for the first time since 2011. And only the 8th time in franchise history.
What?
Yeah.
I'm speechless.
I want to say, like, that's
Without a speech.
That stat came from the Bills, and I don't know if that is only in the case of the Bills getting the ball first. You know what I mean? Like, if the Bills got the ball first, they scored on their first drive.
It's like, I know I've seen first drive
Touchdowns. In the first game of the season, yes. But maybe it's because they got the ball first, and that's the way it works out.
So we don't really know what's going on.
Well, all these cards. So, yeah, it was awesome. There was a great atmosphere around the game. Tarico, I think, calls a good game for NBC. He's usually when the Bills are on with him, he's all about the Bills, and they split it pretty well. So that was cool. Collinsworth kind of stunk. But
as always,
his son is now the play-by-play for Notre Dame.
Oh, it's awful.
Yeah, he's not very good. His co-guy is Jason Garrett, who is even worse. I don't know how they keep programming that robot to.
It literally might be the worst broadcast ever.
Like they just want Notre Dame to run the ball all game, and I'm like, Jason Garrett, say something else. Like they're poking him with a stick. Move, please do. Tomorrow night for Monday Night Football, the Bills there's a doubleheader. So Buck and Aikman are doing the Vikings-Eagles game, and we get the rousing lead guy of Steve Levy, who I think is just bad.
Yeah, but we get
We get Dan Orlovsky.
I can't wait to hear what
Louis Riddick, and there's a sideline reporter as well. I forget who she is. But, I mean, that's whatever. At least the game's at 7:15.
I know.
I like it. 10:15 bedtime, maybe.
Oh, you sound weird.
Depends what happens, I guess.
It does. So, we know the Bills play the Titans. We'll let Jimmer tell you what happened to them last week because, oofa. Yeah, the Giants are going to go 4-0, by the way.
Hey, James.
Good for Dable.
Yeah, did you see the headline in the New York Post? Balls of steel? Because he went for it on the 2-point conversion.
Yes.
It was pretty good. I mean, I hope they never win another game, just like I do most teams.
Yeah.
Well, you want to learn about the Titans? It feels like every year we have to say something about the Titans, and it's just getting old, and they keep beating us.
They better not beat us tomorrow.
I know.
Those Titans.
That's right. So with more on the Titans, we're going to go to our first favorite segment, because they have to go in order like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's it called?
I can't remember.
Oh.
Jives
With Jimmer!
It's time for Jive
Yeah! Give it up for
Guys,
Jimmer!
how we doing? Ready to dive into the Titans
No.
once again? All right.
5th consecutive year.
You mentioned the game last week against the Giants. Let's go into detail on that one. Titans started out 13-0 halftime lead, and apparently forgot they were supposed to play in the second half.
Oh.
Giants tied the game at 13 in the third quarter. Tennessee did score another touchdown to make it 20-13 Titans. The minute 6 left in the fourth quarter, Giants scored a touchdown to cut the lead to 20-19. As you mentioned, new Giants head coach Brian Daboll called for them to attempt a 2-point conversion. Quarterback Daniel Jones completes to Saquon Barkley. Success, giving Giants 21-20 lead. Titans did take the ensuing kickoff and get down to the Giants' 29-yard line. On 3rd and 12 with 4 seconds to go, Titans kicker Randy Bullock misses wide left.
Wow.
Final, Giants 21, Tennessee 20. Now, when I said the Titans forgot to show up for the second half,
Thanks, Tutal.
the numbers do bear that out. In the second half, aside from the one scoring drive, Tennessee's offense had 3 3-and-outs and 4 punts. Same situation for their D. First half, they sacked quarterback Daniel Jones 4 times, one sack in the second half. And after holding the Giants' offense to 133 total yards in the first half, the Giants almost doubled that in the second half, getting 266 total yards.
Saquon Barkley was a beast, too, in that game, wasn't he?
Yes, he was. That's a good segue because they allowed Saquon Barkley to have his most productive day of total offense since Week 16 of the 2019 season. He racked up 194 total yards.
Wow. That long. We've been hurt, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the past couple seasons, I think he's played maybe 4 games, maybe.
Yeah, something crazy.
So let's get you caught up on the Titans. Since 2016, they've had 5 consecutive winning seasons. Longest streak in franchise history since a 7-year run in 87 through 93 when they were the Houston Oilers. That was the time period when the Bills did have the greatest comeback victory in playoffs. They've won the AFC South the past 2 years, made the playoffs the past 3 years. In that 3-year playoff run, 2019 as a wild card, they made it to the AFC title game before losing to Kansas City. Past 2 years, they've been the number 1 seed in the AFC, but have lost their first playoff game 2 years ago against Baltimore, last year versus Cincinnati. Kind of getting to be, remember how the Chiefs always were with Marty Schottenheimer?
Yep.
They win like 12, 13 games regular season, then out first
Just
game regular
gone,
season.
yeah.
All right,
like
you can't
Marty.
talk about the Tennessee Titans without talking about running back Derrick Henry. He's coming into his 7th year. He led the league in rushing and rushing touchdowns in 2019 and 2020. And with his 27 yards in 2020, that was the got that?
You getting that? Are you good? Josh, it would say, screw Josh up so bad his hair fell out.
That was the 5th highest season total of all time.
He's a bad man.
He's awesome.
In his rushing touchdowns, he's had 65 in his career. 9 of those were for 65 yards or longer.
He's
Now,
a big bad man.
Well, a big man who can move, yeah.
El Tractorcito.
That's right.
Now, last season, Henry missed the last 9 games of the regular season with a broken foot, but his total rushing yardage in those first 8 games was still enough to have him finish 9th overall for the season.
That is absolutely ridiculous.
He did make it back for the playoff game versus Cincinnati, but wasn't much of a factor. He only gained 62 yards rushing. Quarterback, you got Ryan Tannehill. Decent enough, but never made it to that upper echelon quarterback play. Decent week last week. He threw for 266 yards, 2 touchdowns. Good, but not enough to win the game for him. Bit of turnover in the Titans receiving corps. Gone is wide receiver A.J. Brown, traded to Philadelphia. And wide receiver Julio Jones, who came to Tennessee to trade from Atlanta last year. He was not re-signed and is now with Tampa Bay. We mentioned this last week talking about the Rams. New to Tennessee, wide receiver Robert Woods.
Bobby Woo.
Came over for the Rams for a draft pick. On paper, he's slated to be Tennessee's number 1 wide receiver. Surprisingly, last week, he's only targeted once.
I don't really think he has the number 1 wide receiver kind of game.
They're kind of banking on him to be that, because otherwise they just have first or second year players at receiver. Defense comes in today's game a little banged up. Pro Bowl linebacker Harold Landry, who led Tennessee with 12 sacks last season, he tore his ACL in practice the Wednesday before last week's game. Injured reserve, out for the season. This week, safety A.J. Moore is out with an ankle injury. Defensive end Deshaun Hand, he is out with a quad injury, both on
I
IR.
know it.
Were you waiting to just say Deshaun Hand out with a hand injury? Come on.
That's what
Quad
I was
injury,
hoping
I said.
for.
I know, I was saying, but like
Oh,
with
okay.
his last thing. Come on, Jimmer, get the puck.
I made sure. I didn't say that. Also, cornerback Christian Fulton ruled out for Monday with a hamstring injury. One injury of note on offense, offensive tackle Jamarco Jones. He won't be playing. He's got a triceps issue.
They have a lot of JJs on their team.
Well, they got rid of Julio.
Well, they used to have a lot of cheese.
They used to have one more.
As you mentioned, Titans are a familiar opponent for the Bills. 5th consecutive year that they've played. A little bit of a scheduling quirk. Of the previous 4 games, the first 3 were all in Week 5. Last week wasn't Week 5, but it was Week 6. So getting them a little early this year.
Good.
Previous 4 years, Buffalo won in 2018 by a score of 13-12, 2019 14-7. Tennessee has won the last 2 years. 2 years ago, 42-16, and last year, 34-31.
2 years ago was the Tuesday night game, wasn't it?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah, and Taylor Lewan was going off after the game. That sucked.
Not to bring up bad memories for you, but last year, Bills were stopped on 4th down with 22 seconds left.
Come on, Jimmer.
The ball on Tennessee 3-yard line.
The big slipper.
Going to finish up with some numbers for you for the Titans. This is my Captain Obvious statement for the day. Bills are want to get up by multiple scores in this game. Because in the numbers, the past 2 seasons, Tennessee is 13-4 in one-score games and 10-2 in games decided by a field goal or less. One last one for you. Tennessee, last 10 games overall, 3-7 against the spread.
Ooh. Yeah, and it's 10.5 or whatever it is 10 points?
It's as of 10 o'clock USA Today, it's 9.5.
Okay. Still, that's pretty large.
That's a lot.
Yeah. And that's all I got for the Titans. For
Hey,
today.
Jimmer! And now your favorite segment, Know Your Titan.
All right.
All right, a little bit of trivia here. I'm pretty sure we've done Ryan Tannehill every year
Are
that
we
they play him.
still doing alma maters or just trivia?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So Ryan Tannehill went to what school?
Texas A&M.
He was recruited as what position?
Goaltender.
That was really good.
Who's the
Wide receivers?
Wide receiver, right. And their
Okay.
quarterback got injured, and they basically said, did you have any experience playing quarterback? He's like, yeah, sure, why not? How hard can it be? And then he ends up getting drafted by Miami as a quarterback, and it's pretty
There he
crazy.
is.
And he's average.
You mentioned their number 1 wide receiver, Robert Woods.
USC.
Yep. And then you talk about how they have some young guys. They drafted Treylon Burks this year.
Ah, geez, where'd he come from?
Where did?
Michigan?
Ooh, try again. Lower.
Ohio State?
Lower.
Kentucky?
Higher.
West.
Going lower as we go.
Southwestern, but not the other side of the country. Pig Suey.
Oklahoma.
Arkansas.
Arkansas.
Yeah.
Arkansas.
Arkansas. That's the way it's spelled. Good job, Jimmer.
All right.
That's the way I say it.
Yeah. Ugh. So yeah, like Jimmer mentioned last year's game, and you know it was kind of a ripper in the second half. It was just well, he talks about Tannehill, and like when he was on and efficient, they were using the play action pass in the second half to AJ Brown and Julio. AJ Brown more than Julio, and just right over the middle, and they were going pink, pink, pink.
Well, and that other big guy.
Oh, Derrick Henry. Yeah, didn't he had like 72 rushing yards overall, and then he had 140 because one was a 75-yard touchdown. He just
one good run.
How does a man of that size just outrun everybody? Cornerbacks, it doesn't matter. It's awesome. I hope he has a bad game tomorrow, but it's awesome.
Yeah, same.
And you know what? I will say, and I'm not going to let this go, without being said. I hate Mike Vrabel. Anytime they put the camera on him, the Titans head coach, I just want to take a shovel to his face. It looks like somebody already did. I just need to finish the job. He's just, Cheaters. He is a cheater. Remember when he tried that BS with the...
Oh, man.
He tried the home run throwback last year? Oh, that was god-awful.
Did that start the game? I think it did.
That was so terrible.
What a jerk.
And speaking of jerks... he knows it's coming. It's time for... Are you ready, Dave? Q&A with...
Dubla.
Q&A with double A. Are you ready to play with double A? Okay, here's double A.
Woo!
I love that song.
Yeah, this
It's
shit.
all about me.
There's a reason why.
Yeah. So what am I doing? Questions?
Whatever you want, but questions is the segment.
Questions. So what I did was I wrote down the top 10 rushing and top 10 receiving from last week. And I'm going to ask you whether you think they're going to do more or less. And I want you to respond with, come on, Aaron. That's the less.
Okay.
And if it's more, yes, more.
Oh, shit.
Okay? All right, so first one is Saquon Barkley. He had 164 yards rushing last week. More or less?
Hang on. Come on, Double A.
Come on, Aaron.
There it is.
There's no way.
I don't think so.
No, I don't
Who
think
are
so.
they playing?
That's why I put up Carolina. Ooh.
I don't know.
Come on, Double A.
Yes, Double A, more.
All right, Jonathan Taylor, pretty close. He had 161. He was almost the same amount.
They are going up against the Jaguars defense. Oh, come on. Come on, Double A.
More.
Yes. I'm honestly thinking one of those two guys could break 200 this week.
Yeah.
That's my
agree.
thought.
Not to spoil quick picks, but the Colts are playing at the Jags. There's not winning. They don't beat them in there.
That's true. You're right.
That
You're
could be
right.
a tie.
Yeah. Ooh, a little precursor.
All right, DeAndre Swift had 144 yards rushing last week.
Who does he play for?
Detroit.
Detroit, right. They're playing home against
He does have a slight ankle injury, just so you're aware on that.
Come on, Double A.
Come on, Double A.
Yeah. I think with the ankle injury, he probably runs a little bit less than what they.
They want him, yeah. Especially if he had such a good week last week.
This one's interesting. It's Nick Chubb, 141.
More, yes, more.
Yeah, I think so.
I agree.
I think he could get the rushing of the week.
He's fun to watch.
Yes.
That Chubb is fun to watch.
All right, so this one is Fournette for Tampa Bay, and he does have a slight hamstring injury.
Come on, Double A.
He had 127 last week.
Come on, Double A. With the team that they're playing, it ain't going to happen for them today.
Come on, Double A.
Yeah.
You really put him down with that one.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah. This one's interesting. Cordell Patterson had 120 yards rushing last week.
Come on.
More.
Come on, Double A.
I think he's going up.
You think?
No.
And then how about Cook from the Vikings? He only had 90 yards last week.
Ooh. More, yes, more. Eagles are going to key a lot more on Justin Jefferson. I think they're going to run the ball more than they did against the Packers.
Yeah.
More, Double A, more.
And then this one's the one that I'm hoping is not the case, but Derrick Henry only had 82 yards last week.
More, Double A, more.
Oh.
He'll get his yards.
Yeah.
Come on, Double A.
Yeah?
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes.
That D is ready.
All right. How about the
Joe.
wide receiver? I've got Justin Jefferson had 184 yards receiving last week.
Come on, Double A.
There's no way?
No.
Come on, Double A.
Yeah.
They're
there's
going to
no
put
way.
a blanket on him, like a literal blanket.
Yeah. And this one was interesting. I didn't know that AJ Brown had 155 last week.
He was a beast.
Come on, Double A.
Come on, Double A.
You think they start to spread it out like to other wide receivers?
I think that game's going to be too tight for somebody to have go off.
That kind of yardage. Yeah.
That's a guess, though.
This one didn't surprise me. Devontae Adams had 141.
And
More, Double A, more.
Yes.
They might.
Yes.
He's great.
Yeah,
Hey,
and
He
they
is
might.
great.
And Carr. It's exactly what Carr needed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, God, yeah. More, Double A, more.
Yes. What about Jamar Chase? 129 last week.
More, Double A, more. Why am I a horse?
I'm gonna say he ties that.
Yeah. It's like, he could do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about Diggs? Diggs had 122 last week.
Come on, Double A.
No?
I don't think so. I think they're gonna key on him.
Even
We'll
with
move it around somewhere else.
even with Gabe maybe not even playing.
I'd say come on, Double A as well, just because Like he had a 53-yard bomb. So before that, he still had a really good game. He only played 65% of the snaps last week because of the way they're rotating the different sets.
Yeah.
He's got to have a couple bombs in order to hit that number again, and that's like a 50-50 shot. I'd say come on, double A.
Oh.
And he's going to spread it around more, I believe.
All right. So let's switch it up a little bit. Let's talk about some key matchups. So Lamar Jackson is against the last time they played Miami. Miami blitzed him 24 times with DB blitzes, defensive back blitzes. Do you think more or less DB blitzes from Miami this year?
I think they keep going at it.
I mean,
it's a different coach. That's the other thing.
More, give me more. I think, like, with Lamar coming out, he looked really good last week, but still, he is susceptible to injury. I think you throw everything you can at him, and if he beats you, he beats you. Mm-hmm. But I think so like Josh said, it's a different coach, it's a different style, perhaps, but I think you just kind of throw the kitchen sink at him, see what he does.
Yeah, make him run.
Yeah.
Make him run around like an idiot.
Yep. He'll get tired.
All right, so last week, Trevor Lawrence did not throw a touchdown pass. More or less?
More!
I think he goes less. He throws -1 today.
Is that a pick six?
No yes, a pick six.
Okay,
No touchdowns
yes.
and a pick six.
Yeah.
All right, that's it for me.
Real quick on that, you're talking about blitzing and like the Dolphins blitzing Lamar Jackson. When are teams going to learn, and I'm taking Thursday night's game,
Oh, my goodness.
do not blitz Patrick Mahomes.
Oh, God,
He
yeah.
makes every single
Yeah.
team pay.
Yeah.
Just whatever.
Yeah.
It's or the one.
It's because he's a magician.
The one touchdown he had over the middle, like they blitzed him, he steps up almost to the line of scrimmage and floats the ball 40 yards over a guy's head. It's like, what are you doing? You're forcing your guys into man coverage.
Yeah.
Yes. He's so good.
That's why we almost contained him in just playing back and rushing four. This year when we play him, we actually have the front four now.
Correct, and that's a big difference. And I thought the Chargers did for a while. They were getting to him with just four, and then they got, I guess they rolled the dice a little bit. Hey, let's throw more at him, and then he's just, see you later.
Yep.
Cool. Thanks, Double A.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Ooh, someone sounds...
What? Someone sounds what? Old? Is that what you're trying to say? Hey, this guy sounds old. Well, whatever.
We're getting up there.
Do you want to do some quick picks?
I might as well.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for quick picks.
It's like Blue's Clues. All right. Week 2 in the NFL. We already had one game on Thursday night. As we said, the Chiefs beat the Chargers.
Oh, I picked that one right.
Of course you did.
Yeah.
The game was good. I mean, the Chargers had 4 opportunities. I mean,
They
how many
should've
turnovers and
Well, they're Chargery. They know how to lose.
Yes, that's and like I said last week, until they can't give them the benefit of the doubt when they're going to be so chargery. All right, let's start off with one team that won and one team that lost last week. Very interesting. Patriots at Steelers. Jimmer, what do you got?
All right, Pittsburgh is getting 2.5. The last time these two teams played each other without Tom Brady or Ben Roethlisberger at quarterback was 1998.
Do you know who the quarterbacks for the teams would have been?
Back then,
Yeah,
Maddox.
Drew Bledsoe
that's pre-Tommy Maddox.
and Cordell
Charlie
Stewart.
Batch.
Cordell Stewart?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Ooh, Charlie Batch. That's cool. That's a nice little stat.
Anyways,
big stat.
Pittsburgh is 8-2 against the spread. Their last 10 games in the AFC. I'm going Pittsburgh.
I'm going to look for a pen.
New England looks awful,
Yes.
but Pittsburgh did not look phenomenal in their win either. No, I'm still going Pittsburgh.
I'm going to go with UAA because somehow Pittsburgh wins.
Yeah.
I don't know how they do it.
I
They
agree.
win.
Yeah. I'll take I'll go Pittsburgh at home.
Yeah.
Clean sweep.
I think so.
Yes, the Patriots just, ugh.
They look bad.
They were what everybody was kind of predicting for week 1 at least, the weeks leading up to the
They
season.
are what we thought they were.
Exactly. Well, they have defensive coaches calling plays on offense, man. Way to go. I think Belichick's like, yeah. A game we've already talked about, referenced a couple times. Panthers at Giants.
Giants are getting a half point.
Oh, God, I love that.
Carolina 2-13 against the spread their last 15 games. Giants 7-4 against the spread all time versus Carolina. I'm going Giants.
I love all those stats, but I cannot get behind Daniel Jones. He's not good. Like, he's okay, but he's not good. I think Baker comes out and fires this up. I'm going Carolina.
I'm going to go Carolina because I don't want Dable to start on the season good. Whatever. Good for him. Anyway, I think one of the big things holding the Panthers back all season until he gets fired is going to be Matt Rule. I think Baker's just fine. They have some other talent. It's a coin toss for me, but I'll take the Carolina.
I mean,
Panthers.
that game literally could come down to whether Barkley or McCaffrey goes off.
Yeah. Or gets hurt.
Or gets hurt.
Yeah.
Happens a lot.
I'm going to go Carolina, I guess. Maybe Baker might do something this week. We'll see.
Good enough for me. All right, Jimmer. Give us your best Robert Saleh impression from over the week. Jets at Browns.
All right, Cleveland giving 6.5. Robert Saleh is taking receipts on teams mocking the Jets.
Yep.
He's going to shove it down their throats.
Oh.
Once the Jets turn it around, which is going to be like 2036 or something like that.
We'll be playing football on the moon by then. Ooh.
Your quarterback storyline, it's not number 1 overall pick Baker Mayfield versus number 3 overall pick Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
It's not last year's number 2 pick Zach Wilson versus Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
It's Joe Flacco versus Jacoby Brissett.
Yeah.
Outside of Cleveland and New York City, I think I'm going to be the only other person on the planet watching this game.
Yeah. Or the moon.
I'm going Cleveland.
Yeah. I don't even know what to say. Like, yeah, Cleveland.
Against my better judgment, I refuse to pick the Browns. Go Jets.
All right.
Ooh.
Well, I'm going to say go Jets, but they're not going to win.
But are you picking them? No? All right. Boy, that's lopsided. In a game that nobody wants to win, seemingly, Colts at Jaguars.
All right. You mentioned how Colts had difficulties against Jaguars. Well, they have lost 7 consecutive road games to Jacksonville. One of those was in London. Of those 7 consecutive road games, they've lost by an average of 14.9 points.
Ooh, yikes.
Jacksonville is 12-1-1 against the spread, the last 14 versus the Colts. I'm going Colts.
Oh. Okay, after all that.
Yep, I'm going Colts.
Man, the Colts looked bad last week.
Yes.
Like, disorganized bad. Yeah, I'm going Jags. I'm going to go Jags.
I'm going to go Jacksonville at well. It's one of them things. Show me, until you can.
Show me you can until you don't.
Plus, I think the Colts are still so embarrassed after that week 18 or 28 loss or whatever it was at the end of last year. I don't think it matters.
I already called -1 touchdown here.
Oh, yeah,
I got
that's
to go
right.
with the Colts.
We mentioned Lamar and the Dolphins' defense. We haven't mentioned anything about the Dolphins' offense, which looked pretty okay against the Patriots last week. Dolphins at Ravens.
Ravens are giving 3.5. Which stat you want to go with? Miami is 8-2 against the spread their last 10 games. Baltimore 9-1 against the spread last 10 versus Miami. For me, the deciding factor is Lamar Jackson has never lost a home opener. I'm going Baltimore.
I mean, God, Miami's not that good. Like, they're good, but they're not that
No,
good.
they're not good.
But Baltimore, they
They have a
look-
better quarterback.
They have. That's the difference. They have the better quarterback. But does he put up the yards? Yep, I'm going Baltimore.
Okay. You talked yourself into it?
Yep.
I'm going to take Baltimore at home as well. And I really do think that a healthy Lamar makes Baltimore, a legitimate contender in the conference. I'm not I mean, obviously we haven't seen enough of Miami yet to be sold on them with the offensive weapons.
But Tua, man.
Tua's bad.
I'm not disagreeing. I'm going to take the Ravens at home because I think they're just the better team.
Yeah.
Oh, Cedar Point tweeted something. Let's get that off of there. Okay. But I'm going to go with Baltimore.
Baltimore.
I want to. There's a game on here I want to skip because it's a fun one to talk about. So one that's not fun to talk about.
Let's not talk about it.
Not yet. Washington at Detroit. Let's talk about a game that's
All right. Woo.
We'll just pass that one.
Well, Detroit is giving half a point. They are favored for the first
we'll be
time since Week 11 of the 2020 season.
Yeah.
Washington quarterback Carson Wentz, last 5 times as a road underdog, 5-0 against the spread and 4-1 straight up. I'm going with the Commanders.
Didn't he have a pretty good game last week?
Yeah, he
They
did,
came back against the Jags. Yeah.
Wentz was the last time he had a good game.
Oh.
Last week.
Last week.
Nice try.
I think with a healthy Swift, I'm going Detroit, but he's not healthy. I think I'm going to go Commanders.
I'm going to go Detroit at home. That's it. I don't know. Last week, whatever. But Hard Knocks is good enough to convince you that they're at least kind of fun.
Yeah.
But if the product on the field doesn't show up, then whatever. But I'll take Detroit at home. Screw them.
I'm going with you because they are kind of on the up. Kind of.
Yeah, and they're fun.
Kind of.
That's right. The late slate. Seattle. Oh, the juggernaut Seattle Seahawks in their highlighter uniforms at the lowly 49ers.
Well, the lowly 49ers are giving 8.5.
Jesus.
Wow.
If Seattle wins today, history says they make the playoffs.
Ooh.
3 previous times, Seattle, under head coach Pete Carroll, started 2-0. Only 3 times. They made the playoffs all 3 of those times. Seattle's 12-3 against the spread, last 15 games not started by Russell Wilson. San Francisco, 4-1 against the spread, past 5 games coming off a loss. Seattle, that was basically their Super Bowl last week. I'm San Fran.
I just wonder if what the line difference would be if Garoppolo was playing instead of Trey Lance.
Bigger.
Do you think?
I don't know.
I think so.
I think it'd be bigger.
I don't know. I think Garoppolo's the better quarterback.
That's what I'm saying. The line
At
would
this
be,
point, yeah.
the spread would be larger.
Oh, yeah. That's, yeah. I think.
Yes.
Yeah, because, look, Geno Smith, like, everybody was praising him, but he only had one good half. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Second
I
half,
think he had 30 yards in the
In
second
his
half.
whole career.
Right, Jimmer?
Second attest to that.
San Fran it is.
I will take. I think not only is San Fran going to win, I think San Fran is going to blow them out.
I'm taking San Fran. Matt likes Geno Smith.
Atlanta at the Rams.
Atlanta at the Rams. Where are we? Rams are giving 9.5. Rams are attempting to avoid becoming the 5th Super Bowl champion to start the next season 0-2. Last one was Denver in '99. I'm going Rams.
Yeah, they're going to smoke them. They're going to be so mad. They're going to take it out on that poor team.
Yeah, I think the Rams win. Mariota didn't look bad in the loss last week, though, but I'll take the
I was
Rams.
gonna say, Atlanta was surprisingly okay last week, but the Rams.
Okay. Arizona at Vegas, which we touched on the receiver there, that guy,
Yeah.
Well, Vegas is giving 5.5. Arizona has won outright their past 6 road games as an underdog. I say that stops this week, Vegas.
This was a tough one for
I think
me.
Arizona's a mess.
I think Arizona's a mess, but because they don't have any wide receivers, right? Everybody's hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or
I'm going to go Vegas.
Did you see what the updated odds for first coach to get fired? It was, for a while, it was basically only 2 with reasonable odds, which were Mike McCarthy and Matt Rule. Cliff Kingsbury is now added to the list after they got blown out by the Chiefs. They usually start out the season very good and then just fall apart.
Yeah.
They are just falling apart. I'm taking Vegas at home. I want to not like Vegas because of Josh McDaniels.
He has nobody to throw to.
Right. Like I said, I want to not like Vegas because that interim coach is the guy who took him to the playoffs last year. McDaniels, a bum.
Yeah.
But Derek Carr and eyeliner, go Vegas.
I'll take Arizona.
Okay.
Yeah.
in another possible tie pick, Texans at Broncos.
Broncos giving 10.5. Houston has lost 12 of their last 13 non-divisional games. I'm going Broncos.
They couldn't even get a snap off. The Broncos were so bad. Like, they were snapping the ball at 1 second.
13 times.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was awful.
Yep.
I don't think they figured it out yet. I'm going the other way.
They look extremely disorganized.
Yes.
And I don't care that it's a new quarterback. I mean, all those other guys are there. But I'm going Denver.
I'm going to go Denver too, but they're not good.
No.
They're not as good as they've been hyped up.
Right.
Bengals at Cowboys. Ooh.
Cowboys getting 6.5. Cowboys, no Dak Prescott. They're done.
Yeah.
But
What?
past 5 times, Prescott has not played. Dallas is 4-1 against the spread.
Oh, wow.
I still like Cincinnati to win, but it should be a little bit closer than you would think.
Yeah, the Coop is not anything just right.
Cooper Rush.
The Coop?
Yeah. No, I'm going Cincy.
Like Dad said, never pick the Cowboys. But I really just kind of don't like Joe Burrow at all.
I don't
gotta be
either.
honest with you.
Oh, my goodness.
But I'm going Bengals, but I don't like that guy.
I'm with you on both of those.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm going to go Bengals, but I don't like him.
Yep. All right. Buccaneers at Saints. Tom Brady looks like the crypt keeper. Have you guys seen him? He looks like he weighs 140 pounds.
I don't know.
Giselle's basically telling him, you need to quit. You should have quit. I wanted you to quit. And he's out there. They ran. It was the first time. There's some crazy stat, and I don't know, Jimmer, if you read that at all. Their play selection last week, they ran the ball more than they passed it for like the first time since Brady's been the quarterback there.
Did not see that.
Yeah. Like, there was, like, why would you run the ball? Like, yes, Fournette's good, but Brady's
Right.
the best ever.
Yeah.
And did
But
Giselle
their
call him?
line's that bad.
And their line is awful.
They're missing a lot of
Yes.
people.
Well, New Orleans is getting 2.5. No Alvin Kamara. Tampa Bay's wide receivers are all banged up. Tampa Bay has not beaten New Orleans in the regular season since 2018.
Right, no Godwin for Tampa, right? He's out.
Right.
Yeah.
Correct.
In their second meeting last year, New Orleans shut out Tampa Bay 9-0. That's the only time in the last 15 years that Brady has been shut out. I'm going Saints.
Was that the game where he didn't know what down it was or whatever?
Yeah.
Brady? Yeah.
It's hard to pick against Tom, but I don't know, the way that they're set up, they're just going to be able to run the ball. Yeah, I'm going New Orleans.
I am also going New Orleans because it's just kind of a fun little stat. You know, to keep beating Brady and, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm going to go New Orleans, but it's going to be a good game, I think.
Yep.
I think their tight end / quarterback scores 3 times.
Tight end slashing. Tonight's the late game tonight. Bears at Packers.
Packers giving 10.5. Chicago 3-12, their last 15 against the spread against divisional opponents. Aaron Rodgers, past 6 starts for Chicago, 6-0, throwing 16 touchdowns and no interceptions.
Not bad.
He doesn't throw them anyway.
And Green Bay under head coach Matt LaFleur is 9-0 outright and against the spread, coming off a loss. Gotta go Green Bay.
Yeah, I mean, Chicago's not there yet. I mean, they look better, but they're not there yet. Green Bay.
And last week is tough to judge. Same thing with the Niners. The Niners played in Chicago in 2 inches of standing water.
Yeah.
Last year, the Packers lost their season opener and laid a complete egg, much as they did last year, then went to go on and just kill the season.
Yep.
But no, Devontae Adams. I mean, it's going to take a couple games to see if that's as big of a loss as it's going to be.
It's
and it is.
huge.
Him yelling at
He's
the
the
receivers
best.
in practice. Yeah, he's awesome. I'm going with the Packers, though.
I'm going to go with Packers, too.
Okay. Across the board.
Because
This is
I
when they
think
take.
they'll be okay.
Yeah. This is when they take the little thing on the TV and they put all the picks and they're all the same, then everybody boos.
Yes.
The other Monday night game tomorrow, which if the Bills and Titans weren't playing, we'd totally be into the Vikings at the Eagles.
Yeah.
Oddly enough, 2 years ago, you'd be like, ugh.
Yeah.
Now it's like, these guys are awesome.
Philadelphia giving 2.5. Minnesota quarterback Kirk Cousins, 2-9 outright and against the spread. His last 11 Monday Night Football games. He's won his last 2, but both of them were against Chicago. And Minnesota 0-7 against the spread all time on Monday Night Football as a road underdog. I'm going Philly.
I love Hurts. I think he's going to be a fantastic quarterback. but I'm going Minnesota on this one.
Okay. I'm going to go. To me, this is like a neutral field kind of thing. If it was in Minnesota, I'd take Minnesota. It's in Philly, I'm taking Philly. But they are both fun teams to watch. Cousins is boring, but man, does he put up numbers.
Yeah.
And Jalen Hurts with A.J. Brown, and that's good for them. And Hurts is an easy guy to root for.
It's going to be a fun game.
Yeah, I'm going to go Eagles at home.
Eagles are at home. I'll take Minnesota.
Okay. The other Monday night game tomorrow night.
Wait, there's two?
Yeah. Hey, who is the leading receiver on Monday Night Football in touchdowns, receptions, and yards since 2018? That was cool. That was perfect timing. My Bills notification went off on my phone and did the hey thing. Do you have any guesses? Monday Night Football leader in touchdowns, receptions, and yards on Monday Night Football since 2018.
I'm going to say
Nobody?
DeBrickashaw.
DeBrickashaw Ferguson? It is, of course, Stephon Diggs.
Wow.
Yeah. He hits him and Travis Kelce pretty much are the two up there, but Diggs has more touchdowns and more receptions and more yards
That's crazy.
since 2018, which I think he had like 2 games with Minnesota
Well, he had a bunch
before he
with
got traded.
Cousins.
He threw him the ball
Yeah.
until he didn't.
Well,
Jimmer, Bills, Titans, 7:15 Monday Night Football.
All right, originally this week the spread was 10. USA Today has it 9.5. Bills giving the points. The stat bodes well for Buffalo and the Rams. Since 2013, teams that play the opening Thursday game are 15-3 outright in Week 2. Buffalo 31-21.
Yeah, I like the 31, but I think that the defense will hold them to less. So let's go 17, 31-17.
Yeah, I think the Bills are going to smoke them. I say that every time and we lose.
I know. I know. I'm so
I know. I think it's going to be another game kind of like last week was, where it's going to be not even through because the Bills were still a buzzsaw in the first half last week, but kind of shot themselves in the foot. I think once the Bills figure out the Titans' defense, they've got some injuries. Bills' defense, no Ed Oliver, Tim Settle's probably out, Gabe Davis is questionable, but I think the Bills have so much underneath talent that they overcome it. Second half of the game, when the Titans will need to count on Tannehill to push the ball down the field, I just think the Bills are too good.
Their defense is too good.
The Bills are too good. I'm going to go 42-14 Buffalo Bills.
Wow. Bills by $1 billion.
Yep, Josh has got it.
Perfect.
Sound good to you?
Yeah,
Like it?
Yeah.
Everybody like it? Everybody happy?
let's do it.
Let's go team.
Tomorrow.